Hey, welcome back to the Weekly Word Outdoor Adventures, and welcome to Nonaburg. Spelled Nonaburg, but everybody I know all my life said Nonaburg. Right here at the base of the Buzzard Roost, that little knob over there. Nonaburg is a really old community built on the side of the old Federal Road right here. The old Federal Road began at the Tellico Blockhouse in a treaty that was made around 1800 with the Cherokee. It was to be a mail route from Tellico Blockhouse down into North Georgia. It was quite a symbiotic treaty for both the Cherokee and the whites. The whites wanted the mail route to connect whites on both sides of Indian land, and the Cherokee, they wanted it because by then they had begun to turn into capitalists. And they realized they were capitalizing on the tourism. Traffic was up and down the old Federal Road. Got lots of traffic today on Highway 39 here at the crossroads. And about every 10 miles or so, they built like little micro hotels called stands where the travelers could spend the night. And then the Cherokee had all the river crossings. They operated ferries and collected money for taking you back and forth across the ferry. As far back as the late 1800s, there's records of a store being here in the Nonaburg community. A Torbit man ran it, and interestingly, there's still Torbits live here in Nonaburg. My whole life, the only thing I remember being here was the little house of prayer on the corner. And I'm standing in actually the old railroad track. When I was a kid, it's hard to imagine now, trains came up and down through here, but it looks like just a forest down through here now as the train was going from Athens to Tellico and back in my childhood. I was over at my dad's house recently, and I have to go through Nonaburg from my house to get to my parents' house. And something came up about Nonaburg, and Dad said, I wonder if that spring's still over there. And I thought, I don't know of any spring. There's Burger Branch right behind the church house, and I thought he was maybe mixed up. But on the way home, I stopped and I walked down the road. He told me, he said it was between the railroad track and it was between the highway. And when I was a kid, we would walk up here on pretty days to school for a physical activity. We'd go on a hike to Nonaburg from Englewood School. So we're talking about 75 years ago now. He said we'd hike all the way to Nonaburg, which was a few miles, and he said all us kids and everybody would drink out of this nice big spring that was between the railroad and the highway, 39. And I said, I've been through there tens of thousands of times driving, and as a kid walked up and down through there and rode my bicycle up and down 39 here, and I thought, I don't remember any spring. But I stopped and I walked down the road a little bit and I found it exactly like he said it was. So come on, let's go look at it. Hey, we found it. I actually walked down the Highway 39 for 200 or 300 feet, and I found what I thought was the source of the spring, like Dad said, between the railroad track and the highway. But as I looked under there, I saw daylight on the other side, and I realized that's just hand-laid rock where the railroad, I think it was built in the 1890s, have made a tile to let the stream under. So we came over on this side. He talked like they were drinking over there close to the highway, which means it ran 100 feet or so before they drank. But I came up here on the other side of the old railroad track and found the hand-laid rock and where the spring's coming out of the ground. And if that was dug back out, it would still be a really nice free-flowing stream coming out of there. But anyhow, it's kind of neat that he remembered that from 75 years ago, and I'd gone by here all my life and didn't realize this spring was here. It's kind of hidden from the road just a little bit, but memory is a fantastic thing, isn't it? We sing a hymn out of our church hymnal. Maybe you do too. I always, as a preacher, wondered, how did that hymn get in our hymnal? It's called Precious Memories, and most Christians love that song. But if you read the words of it, it's like this is not really even a religious song. It doesn't mention the Lord or anything else. It has one line in it about the unseen angel sent from somewhere to my soul. but that's talking about the memories. But we love it, and people, as we get older, we love our memories. Make good memories. One day that may be all you have left to cherish is your memories. But there's another song that we sing at our church once in a while. It says, I remember the day when the Lord saved me. Oh, that's the best memory at all. Hope you've got that memory. Even Jesus talked about the importance of remembering things. He said, when we come to the table of the Lord, he said, do this in remembrance of me. So we remember Calvary. We remember the broken body and the shed blood. We remember that he didn't stay dead, because we remember that he's there with us even at that time and at this time in the present. And he said, for as often as you do this, you do show forth the Lord's death until he comes again. So we remember that the Lord's coming back too. But the best memory of all, as I said, I hope you remember the day when the Lord saved you. If you don't have that day, today can be that day. Say, Lord Jesus, have mercy on me, a sinner. Help me to live for you, and thank you for saving my soul. I'm claiming it today. See you next week, Lord willing. We'll find another weekly Word Outdoor adventure.